This brings up Chris Pelaez. His walk-up song, Bone Thugs in Harmony, featuring Akon, Never Forget Me. Well, if he can hit a walk-off home run, no one will forget him. Here's Pelaez, who ironically faced Miami in the 2007 Regional in Louisville when he was a member of the Cardinal. And that ball is chopped into the Hurricane dugout. Over the heads of a couple players. Into the dugout foul, count 0-1. 4-4 the score, bottom of the 11th, 1 out. Nobody on base, it's Pelaez up. Melendrez is on deck. Pelaez is 0 for 4, and Melendrez is 0 for 4 as well. So these two combined 0 for 8, really struggling in the 6-7 hole. Here's the 0-1 to Pelaez. It's a ball just outside, count 1-1. But Pelaez came to the University of Miami for one reason, to try and win that national championship. Get that ring. Here's the 1-1. 1 out. Ball is popped up into the infield. It's on the left side. Calling everyone off is the shortstop, Tyler Cannon. He makes the catch. 2 away. So bottom of the 11th, 2 outs, nobody on for Nathan Melendrez, who's 0 for 4 today. He's got a 10-game hitting streak on the line. More importantly, Miami has a 17-game home winning streak on the line. Virginia has a 14-game winning streak regardless of where they play. They've won 14 of their last 14. The longest active streak in college baseball right now. It's Brian O'Connor and Jim Morris, the two head coaches. That's a fastball. Downstairs for a ball, 1-0. It's 10:45 right now on the East Coast. Michael Broad is due up next because, remember, he pinch ran for David Villasuso, so he's now the designated hitter. That's a tailing fastball outside, 2-0 to Melendrez. If I'm Nate, I'm going to take a strike right here. It's Justin Antweil live from the Nelson and Tilly Lanciome press box. And I'm kind of stunned Virginia's not going more to their bullpen. They're fresh. They didn't have a midweek game this week. Their midweek game against VMI was canceled due to rain. So they have a fresh bullpen. But Brian O'Connor just looking to save some fresh arms. Foul tip, swinging away on the 2-0 pitch. Foul tipped at the plate. Looked like off maybe the toe of Melendrez. He walks around, shakes it off a bit. He's all right. 2-1 the count. So defensively for Virginia, it's Phil Gosselin on left, Jared Parker in center, Dan Grobat in right. Stephen Procia at third, Tyler Cannon at short, Stephen Bruno at second, Kenny Swab at first, and Hicks is catching. Tyler Wilson still pitching. His 6th inning of work in relief. That ball is hit down the right field line, twisting foul near the Pat Burrow batting cages. We'll do it again. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Canes have their rally hats on. It looks like they're all doctors or nurses in there. They're wearing their hats just above their face, covering their mouth like they're about to do some kind of cosmetic surgery or something, making sure they don't breathe on the patient. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So an interesting rally cap to say the least. Here's Melendrez, tie game. That ball is hit once again down the right field line. This one twisting a bit further foul. Maybe even on the US 1. That was hit pretty deep. Count evens up 2-2. It's Justin Antweil flying solo. Extra inning affair between Miami and Virginia. We're in the bottom of the 11th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on base for Melendrez, who has 4 home runs this season. His 5th would end it. Wind blowing out to left. Outfield playing pretty deep. The 2-2 to Nate. It's a ball downstairs, and the count is full, 3-2. So here is the payoff pitch. It's going to be coming from Tyler Wilson. You got Michael Broad on deck, who has been struggling mightily. Tyler Wilson working from the left side of the rubber. He's throwing to Hicks. The 3-2. It's a breaking ball downstairs. Wilson took a couple steps off the mound, thought it was strike 3. To no avail. It's a 2-out walk to Melendrez. And this will bring up Michael Broad, who came in to pinch run for Villasuso, but was out on the 6-4 force out that Perez hit into in the ninth. We're tied at 4. Virginia got 3 runs in the first, 5 hits from Santana. It looked to be like this game was going to be pretty one-sided and lopsided. They sent 8 men to the plate, hit 3 doubles in that first inning, but Santana settled down. His pitch count got up. That's why they brought in Whaley and Miranda, and they've pitched 6 innings of shutout baseball in relief, 2 hits, and double-digit Ks for them. Here's Broad, waggling the bat from the right side. Throw over to Melendrez, nothing doing. Nathan is 13 for 18 in stolen base attempts. Has very good speed. One of at least 5 players with 10 steals on this team. And that ball is outside to Michael Broad, 1-0 count. It's a righty-righty matchup. Infield's pinched in up the middle, playing towards double play depth. And now the pitching coach going to come out again as time is called. Due up is Steven Perez in the top of the order. Everyone is on the top step of the dugout for the Miami Hurricanes. Crowd, been a lot of zeros lately since that loss and 2-run home run. There has not been much to talk about, and you wonder if the Virginia pitching coach is talking about fatigue here, because this is his 6th inning of work for Tyler Wilson. This is a relief pitcher. Virginia started a midweek starter. Their 4th best starter was a freshman, Braden Klein. 5 innings pitched. He allowed 3 hits and 2 runs through 79 pitches. Jason Santana started 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs. All of them earned through 84 pitches. And it's been a battle of the bullpens. The only blemish for Tyler Wilson was the walk to Ratcliffe and the 2-run home run for Scott Lawson with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning to tie this game at 4 right down the right field line. It just hooked fair, and that's where we stand right now. And we've got a final score. Clemson beat Florida State 9-8. That game was in Tigertown, as diving back safely is Nathan Melendrez. And happy to say we've got 166 people listening on WVUM.org right now. That's great. It's great to be with you. Lovely Thursday evening. It might turn to Friday morning by the time this game ends. 1-0 count to Michael Broad. Once again checking on Melendrez as Wilson, nothing doing. We're tied at 4, bottom 11. Melendrez is at first, a 1-0 count to Broad with 2 outs. On deck is Perez, he's homered. Michael Broad, the Little League All-Star for the Boynton Beach team in 2003. Hit that walk-off grand slam. Here's the curveball just inside. Broad maybe thought about, he probably should have gotten hit by that pitch. Would have gotten a runner in scoring position if he could have maybe discreetly leaned into that ball. But it doesn't matter. Count 2-0 to Michael. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Bottom 11. Let's go, Canes chant roars. Here's the 2-0 foul back behind the screen. Virginia has the best team ERA in the ACC. They also have the best team batting average. They're number 1 in the Coastal Division. They now have a 1.5-game lead on Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech won today 15-8 over Boston College. Now Virginia holds the tiebreaker over Georgia Tech because Virginia took 2 out of 3 against the Ramblin' Wreck this year. Miami lost 2 of 3 to the Ramblin' Wreck this past weekend in Atlanta. Here's the 2-1 with 2 outs to Broad. Fisted foul behind the plate. A good pesky at bat for Michael. Count levels 2-2. So deuce is wild once again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Any kind of hit in the gap. Melendrez is going on contact with 2 outs here. He's going to be sent home. Mercadante is going to put pressure on this stout Virginia defense. Need to make something happen here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-4 the game. Bottom 11. Broad, the wide stance, and now the check over to Melendrez, nothing doing. Michael recently had a 10-game hitting streak heading into Georgia Tech. But only got one hit this past weekend. Really struggled on Saturday playing third base for the first time this year. He was not charged with an error, but he misplayed 2 balls that if you ask him, he should have had a play on. He was playing because Harold Martinez was nursing a sore left ankle. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Broad. Another pickoff throw. And Tyler Wilson, I've got to suspect he's probably at around 80, 90 pitches right now. So he's very similar to Austin Wood. Remember the standout Texas closer who threw 13 innings of relief in the Boston College Texas game that lasted 25 innings. Let's hope that this game doesn't last that long. We're not even halfway there yet. Here's Broad. He takes a fastball up and in. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Now that's important because Nathan Melendrez is going to be going as soon as Tyler Wilson releases this pitch. So you know now he's going to get a great jump. Any kind of hit, he should definitely score. And maybe he could even score in a single. He's that fast. And Mercadante is aggressive. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom 11, game tied at 4. Melendrez on first. He's got 13 stolen bases this year. He's going to be going. Melendrez is running. The 3-2. It's a ball up and in to Michael Broad. He works a full count walk. So back-to-back full count walks with 2 outs for Nathan Melendrez and Michael Broad. And this brings up Steven Perez. Perez was caught stealing to end the 9th inning with Zeke DeVos at the plate. He hit into a fielder's choice in the 9th. He struck out swinging in the 7th. He grounded out to the 3rd baseman on a bunt attempt. 5-3 put out in the 5th. He also homered in the 3rd. He homered off the starter, Braden Klein. Men on first and second. Great speed on the bases for the Canes. Melendrez at second. Phenomenal speed. Broad has very good speed as well. Only Melendrez run matters, though, as it's the bottom of the 11th. We're tied at 4. 4-9-1 for UVA. 4-7-0 for Miami. 17-game home winning streak for the Canes. 14-game winning streak overall for the Hoos. Lefty-righty matchup as Perez hits from the left side. That ball is hit into right field for a base hit. Rounding third and heading for home is Melendrez. Mercadante's waving him. The throw up the line. Save! Hurricanes win. A walk-off hit for Steven Perez, and the Hurricanes come back. Down 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. A 2-run shot from Scotty Law, and then a walk-off 2-out RBI single from Steven Perez. He's mobbed at second base. Canes win 5-4. The home winning streak is alive. It's at 18 games. They steal a game from the top team in the country, the Virginia Cavaliers. A phenomenal finish, a gritty win for these Miami Hurricanes. A phenomenal effort. Steven Perez, he just poked one over Steven Bruno's head in a shallow right field. You know Mercadante, he almost tore his rotator cuff waving Melendrez home. And Melendrez, a sneaky slide. The throw was up the 3rd baseline. He slid around the tag and was safe at the plate. A adverse slide for Nathan Melendrez, and the Canes win to improve to 39-13 overall, 20-8 in the ACC. The 39 wins, more than the entire win output from last year. An unbelievable game. Can't wait to be joined by Steven Perez. We'll talk to him. Maybe we'll get Lawson as well. Great stuff here from Alex Rodriguez Park and Mark Wright Field. Canes win 5-4 in walk-off fashion, their 5th walk-off hit of the year. When we come back, we'll have the Business School post-game show and be joined by the stars of this game. Keep it locked to the voice, Canes fans. Canes win 5-4.